Like a princess, she was laying there. Moonlight dancing on the air. She woke up and took me by the hand. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is my second segment of the day on Rumble. I wasn't planning on doing this, but looks like they caught the leader of the MS-13 gang, and I'm going to play the press conference. It's kind of long, and all full disclosure for those who are watching this, because I put it on YouTube today too. I'll get a copyright strike for playing the Chili Van song, which I'll have to go back and remove. I may have to remove the whole video. I'm taking this chance, at least for anybody who jumps on this on YouTube, sees it live, they'll get to see it. We'll see how that plays out. The YouTube overlords are kind of strict on the music thing. Anyways, going forward. So I didn't want to just talk about and play the arrest of the MS-13 gang leader. I had some other stuff I was going to talk about in a future live stream, possibly tomorrow, but I figure since I got some of it already planned out, I may go ahead and just do it now since we're here. But first, let's go to the press conference with Pam Bondi and all of them discussing the arrest of the top leader of the MS-13 gang here in America. So here we go.
Powers.
I seem to have lost it.
You know,
let's see if I can find it. This is kind of embarrassing. I had it loaded up. And we'll just play the short version then. Oh, this ain't short version. This is.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. We have been out since about 4:30 this morning. The great men and women of law enforcement have been working on this operation for days and days and probably weeks. Early this morning, one of the top leaders of MS-13 was apprehended. He was the leader for the East Coast, one of the top 3 in the entire country, right here in Virginia, living half an hour outside of Washington, D.C. He is an illegal alien from El Salvador, and he will not be living in our country much longer. He's in custody this morning. One of the top leaders right here near our nation's capital. I just cannot thank Governor Youngkin enough for his leadership in this effort. This has been a joint effort with state and local agencies. FBI Director Patel, thank you so much. Terry Cole, Virginia Secretary of Public Safety, our U.S. Attorney, Eric Siebert, DHS Secretary Noem, of course, who is in El Salvador, the home country currently of our illegal alien. DEA Acting Director Maltz, thank you. Our U.S. Marshals Service, ATF, all of the members of our task force who have been working tirelessly. We were out at that scene this morning, and what we saw was second to none. Teamwork, everyone working together. You know, someone made a great point. No egos. It was a team. You could not tell who was with what agency. Everyone was working as a team. And the most important thing, all of our agents were safe this morning, all of our law enforcement officers, and the bad guy is in jail. That's what matters. That's what happened. America is safer today because of one of the top domestic terrorists in MS-13. He is off the streets. This has been an ongoing directive of President Trump. His directive to me when I became Attorney General of the United States was very simple. Keep America safe, make America safe again. And that's what these men and women have been doing tirelessly every single day since Donald Trump took office. We want to make our streets safer. We want to make our schools safer. We want to make your neighborhood safer. This guy was living in a neighborhood right around you, no longer, thanks to the great men and women of law enforcement. This task force that we have created is remarkable, using incredible technology that we will not discuss to catch and apprehend these horrible, violent, worst of the worst criminals. MS-13, they are organized, they are violent, they are committing homicides throughout our country. They are one of the most dangerous gangs in our country, and we are going to fight until they're completely dismantled. What I want to do, I want to have other governors, other law enforcement officers come here to Virginia and see this amazing task force, Governor, that is led by our agencies and Governor Youngkin. And what's happening here in Virginia? Arrests increased 468% from the same period last year. We didn't need laws, as President Trump always said. We needed Governor Glenn Youngkin.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and welcome to Virginia. What this task force over the course of the last 4 weeks represents is the model of federal resources, stately resources, and local resources coming together in order to eradicate the drug and terrorist networks that exist. And I use the word terrorist because the illegal drug gangs, MS-13, Tren de Aragua, they are international terrorist organizations. And they are resident right here. They're resident across the country. And it requires this kind of task force, this collaboration of Virginia resources, our great Virginia State Police led by Colonel Hanley, our Department of Corrections led by Judge Chad Dotson, along with our leadership at the administration level, led by Secretary Terry Cole and our Attorney General, Jason Miyares, to come together with tremendous resources from the federal government. And systematically, over the last 4 weeks, we have gone to work untangling, gone to work putting together the cases and arresting these horrific criminals, these criminals that live in our neighborhoods. The arrest this morning was in Dale City, in Prince William County, right here in Northern Virginia, one of the best areas in America. And it was one of the top leaders of MS-13 living here, an illegal immigrant, and that illegal immigrant's going to go back to where he came from. But most importantly, it's this effort that has been enabled by the Trump administration. President Trump said, get the bad guys. I've been working on this literally for the first 3 years of our administration with little to no help from the senior leadership in the federal government and the Biden administration. On day one, we went to work signing a 287G memorandum. It took us 20 hours to get it done. I was able to deputize our state police and our department to go to work in the task force. From the second she assumed her position, she was here with us. I want to thank Director he assumed his with us, resources, capabilities, but most importantly, want to thank the men and women who every day put their lives on the line. These folks go to work with a bulletproof vest on, and they so rarely have anyone say thank you. And today, they deserve a huge thank you, but they deserve a thank you every single day. Over the last 4 weeks, 340 horrific criminals have been arrested here in Northern Virginia. And that allows me to make one last comment. Local jurisdictions that claim sanctuary city status are absolutely unacceptable. Look who's in your community. Look who's living around the corner from citizens that are going to work, trying to build their lives in a place that's the best place in America to live and work and raise a family. And yet we have one of the top 3 operatives from the most dangerous gang in America and the world living around the corner to sanctuary city.
Tyler, you was right. I have the worst internet in the world.
Not a sanctuary state. We are working the bad guys out of here. If you are a local jurisdiction and not helping us and not cooperating with us, you are working against the safety of all of those men and women that call your jurisdiction home. This task force is a sustainable effort, not a one and done. And that is the most impactful part of it. We get to continue to work together to, yes, General Bondi, make America safe again and make Virginia the safest state in America. I just want to thank everyone for their tremendous efforts. And now I want to hand it over to the U.S. Attorney of Virginia's Eastern District, Eric Siebert.
Thank you, Governor. On March 3rd, this is first of its kind in the nation. It's interagency, which makes it unique, and it combines federal, state, and local resources to identify and arrest the most violent gang offenders in the Eastern District of Virginia. So working with our partners of all 4 divisions in the Eastern District of Virginia, we have created an intelligence-based model, and that's the focus, is intelligence-based that drives this moving forward. So we can focus our attention on the transnational organized groups, such as MS-13, that have long plagued our communities. So in less than a month, we have identified 575 targets. We've arrested 342 of those targets, many of them with illegal status. And of the 342 arrested, we've identified 81 individuals with gang or transnational crime affiliation. The Eastern District of Virginia U.S. Attorney's Office has already done 73 federal criminal complaints charging these individuals. And between federal and state partners, we've obtained and executed 39 search warrants. We're already hearing in the community that our efforts are having a deterrent effect on these gangs. And so moving forward with the information that we've obtained from our arrests and search warrants, we plan to use the task force model to continue to identify these bad actors and prioritize the rest of the most violent transnational criminals. I want to thank Attorney General Bondi, Governor Youngkin, FBI Director Patel, DA Administrator Waltz, and Secretary Cole for your trust on this and support of this Virginia task force. And I also want to thank the hard work of the agents and the special agents of Virginia State Police and the federal agents, and also the AUSAs. My prosecutors have been working around the clock to support this task force. And despite the tremendous success of this task force, I want the public to know this is just the beginning of our efforts. We have a sense of urgency on this, and we do not plan on stopping till every one of these violent gang members is off the streets. And to the criminals, I just have to say, we're coming. So at this time, I'd like to turn this over to FBI Director Patel.
This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. And we're going to continue to let good cops be cops across this country. President Trump gave us the executive decision to go after and safeguard our communities. General Bondi is our warrior of justice leading that charge. Governor Youngkin, it's an honor to be a partner in this operation with you and U.S. Attorney Siebert. This is the mandate we have. Right now, we have an American every 7 overdose. That is a national security crisis we have not seen ever before. We have a woman or child being raped every 6.5 minutes in this country. We have a homicide twice an hour. No part of that metric is a safe and secure America. But thanks to the brave leadership of this administration and the folks that you see here, we are returning our communities to safety. As you heard, we took down this morning a top leader of everything. That's done easily. Brilliant law enforcement. I think from the university, we'll have this here in the state of Virginia. I'm here from the resident agency with our partnership with our Washington field office and our special agents, our SOS folks, our intel analysts, and our support staff. My priority has been law enforcement and will not change, but law enforcement country cannot be just by Washington, D.C. government. Task force stood up 1 month ago. In 1 month, the brave men and women on this task force from state, local, and federal authorities have arrested 342 criminals in the state of Virginia alone. We wanted this to be a successful model. It is a successful model because of you, men and women on the streets. We have the easy job in Washington, D.C. You every single day. You put your safety on the line. You put your selfless desires ahead of going home, seeing your friends at night, because you care more about safeguarding our schools and our community than you do your own safety. So we will always have the cops because you have the backs of the American people. And this task force is everywhere needed across the United States and measured security and safety that our American citizens deserve. It is an America First model because we live in the United States of America. And if you are here illegally, you will not be here any longer. And if you are going to continue to commit acts of violent crime, you will meet the same fate that this individual did this morning. And I just want to reiterate what our partners said behind us. This is not possible without the folks that do the job every single day. And as director of the FBI, it is a privilege to lead some of these brave men and women. And the only ask that I have of you in the community is the next time you see a cop, thank them. The next time you see someone safeguarding our schools, shake their hand. The next time you see our brave men and women of the FBI and the local and federal state police take down a violent terrorist, maybe give up. Those guys are the ones that are going to keep you to city safe. And we will not stop until this national security crisis is recognized, brought into check, and eliminated. Thank you.
Questions?
Amber from the Daily Caller.
Thanks.
Hey, Amber.
First question is how long was it?
I don't think we need to go through all their questioning and everything. So, reason why I'm doing this second live today is for that information right there. It's a win. I'm sorry it makes Tyler dizzy, but it's still a win. Of course, he's such a denier of most things, denier of our politicians doing the right thing, denier of the moon landing. Tyler's just a denier, but we like him anyway. He's out of the closet, kind of, so, we'll let him slide. All right, so since I'm doing this second live today, I'm not just going to do this and get off here. I want to add some other things. They did a partial ceasefire. Zelenskyy and Putin. And I said then, who do you think is going to break this ceasefire? Now, I don't think the ceasefire is broke, but it ain't going to take long because I told you Zelensky's a wild card because, he pretty much said in a recent interview that Putin's going to die soon. And I'm going to play that video. Now, I'm sorry that I'm an amateur at this, Tyler, but I'm going to try to load this video up. And see if I can get this handled. So let me pop this up.
But it also depends on his age. He will die soon, and that's a fact. And it will come to an end. And it could come to an end even before he ends his absolutely safe and historically losing life. Historically lost life. But it also depends on his age. He will die soon.
So the man's crazy. He's going to get us all into a conflict that none of us want. I don't know about you guys. This is a bad opinion and depends on what circle you are, but I don't give a fuck what happens to Ukraine. I really don't. If somebody needs to die soon, it's the little bastard right up there. That's the individual that needs to die soon. You know, we're capable of taking out so many people in this world, and we can't take this moron out. Jesus Christ. I'm glad my overalls, or suspenders, as I like to call them, are a good importance to you guys. Appreciate that. You know, I try to dress up for these things. I really do. I'm going to the garage today, so this is what I was wearing on my way to the garage, and I decided to do this. So anyways, y'all get me distracted in the chat room. Apologize for everybody else who's watching this who's not in the chat room. You blame it on Tyler. So Zelenskyy is the stupid idiot that will bring this whole thing to a crushing halt. He needs to go. He needs to go, and I don't mean like taken out of power. I think he's dangerous until he's just taken out. And I'm not saying that we should do it. Putin has in my opinion, Putin has probably the ability to do it, but probably hasn't done it because he didn't, for whatever reason, he still don't want to look like the biggest tyrant in the world because he always tries to explain his position on why he went back into Ukraine to take it over. He feels like he has the historical right to do that, and that's really not up to us to judge. That's between them two. But this man is dangerous. Got to go. So saying that, I'll get on to my next subject. I seen where Roseanne Barr, gotta love the woman, was talking with Tucker Carlson recently, and she has no filters. She has no give a fucks whatsoever. And you got to love her because she's a whole lot like our president. So I wanted to play that little clip of her going off in support of the president. And so let me see if I can bring that up real quick. I'm just going to scroll these because I've got them kind of not lined up, but they're in this thread here. Let me find it here. Seriously. All right. Jump over to the next thread. There we go.
He stole that election in 2020. They gave us a goddamn COVID so we'd send in those mail order ballots and all that bullshit, and the post office cheated too. Everybody in this country cheated us out of our president in 2020. They made us sick. I'm sorry.
Go, baby!
They overthrew the United States of America. They overthrew the constitutional republic of the United States of America. And then they covered it up with their January 6th bullshit. With their insurrection. Because the first thing President Trump did, God bless that man, and I love him, and everybody knows it. I love him more now than I ever loved him, and I loved him pretty damn good.
So that's our Roseanne Barr. I don't know what it is about that lady. I like the fact that she has no filter, guys. And she knows we all know she's saying what a lot of us thought. A lot of us get demonized for thinking that way. But like I said, she don't have no filter. She don't have no give a fucks, which is fine. She's a private citizen. She can say whatever hell she wants to say and believe whatever she wants to believe. So that was a quick deal about it. I just wanted to play that because Roseanne has a wonderful take on things. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched any of her podcasts, but she's a character. She's a personality all of her own. So, in every live stream, I've been trying to play a video because I've been saying that the leftist crazies are not gone. Some of them are, they're kind of in the shadows a little bit, but they're not because they are very loud voices. So for everybody, we keep saying we're winning, we're winning, we're winning. We are winning, but they're not gone yet. The crazies are still here. So I like to play a little montage videos type deal of craziness that people still aspire to. The ones who drink the Kool-Aid, as I say. What's up, Dave? So I'm going to try to find that real quick. I don't know if I'll find it as fast as Tyler would like me to find it, but let me look for it real quick. It's in my thread of stuff here. I think it's the other way. There we go. This is one crazy individual, but this is
no, because why the actual fuck am I supposed to care whether or not women are playing sports? Why do I care what kind of women are playing sports? Whether or not they're women who are trans, whether or not they're women who are transitioning, whether or not they're women who are intersex, whether or not they're women who are young, old. How many fucks do I give? Oh, the woman who happened to have made it through him by crawling through the muck to become her feminine self. She won the sport thing. How dare I should be upset because she started at a different place. No, I shouldn't let her cross the finish line as a woman. God forbid she be herself when she wins. Why should I fucking care? Who plays in women's sports? You don't watch women's sports. You don't fucking watch women's sports. Why do you care who plays them? Get the fuck out of our locker rooms, get the fuck out of women's health, get the fuck out of our lives. Every single woman is a woman. All women are women. Regardless of genitalia, gender is a fucking construct. No, because why the actual fuck am
So gender is a fucking construct. These bitches are crazy. I've been saying it for a little bit now. The most dangerous group of people in this country are college-educated white women. They are the liberal to be worried about because they frickin' drank the Kool-Aid. I mean, they're willing to do, and it ain't just women, don't get me wrong. There's simp men in this world. You know, people talk about being red-pilled is a bad thing. To a certain extent, some of it is. But red pill didn't always mean like the Andrew Tate version of red pill. Red pill meant that your eyes were wide open, that you researched things, that you had a constructive thought of your own and you didn't go along with the masses. That is the true thing about being red pilled, not none of this. The man space kind of took it over, and it doesn't. That's what they say it is. To me, the original version of red pill didn't matter whether you're man or woman, was the fact that you had a thought of your own. You found out things on your own. You didn't just take the word of one person or a group of people. You researched. You didn't watch just the little snippets. You went and watched the long form of whatever video they say, like when the president said something fucking they thought was outrageous. But if you go back and watch an entire version of that same video, you find out that they just clip things. And people like this woman right here drank the Kool-Aid. So gender is a construct. Who in the fuck says that in real life? Seriously, who says that in real life? Nobody I hang around says that in real life, but I guess I'm just a stupid country boy that wears coveralls. What the hell do I know? God damn. Bunch of damn feminists. What the hell? It's ridiculous, isn't it? So, I've seen where, and I've mentioned this before, this person on CNN, and I don't have a video of it, but I wanted to talk about it again because it was brought up in current news again, that they're trying to say that the astronauts being stranded up there for 9 months was a fabrication of Donald Trump, that he created that whole scenario. That they always had a way to get home. He didn't want them to get home because he wanted Elon Musk to look good. What they always tend to forget is this whole scenario started playing out before Elon Musk even, what's the word I'm looking for? Endorsed. Sorry, there. I had a brain fart. Say nothing, Tyler. So before Elon Musk even endorsed President Trump, because they had a problem with the rocket they was sending up. Now, this CNN guy kept saying, well, they always had an opportunity to get home. They just chose not to because they wanted Elon Musk to have a win with President Trump. Bullshit. What this CNN guy is always referring to is the escape pods that the International Space Station has docked, which is not for just leaving the space station because your ride can't show up. It's for if there's catastrophic failure and the space station cannot sustain human life. That's what escape pods are for. It's the last resort. It's like the lifeboats in a sinking ship. You don't drop the lifeboats unless you know the ship can't be saved. So for this CNN person to say this whole scenario that this was all fabricated by President Trump as before he was even president, that he convinced NASA to hold off so that Elon Musk could go up there with one of his rockets and save him. What kind of bullshit do these people try to spew all the damn time? It makes absolutely no sense why anybody would want to do that. And if you listen to common sense and know anything about survival, they had oxygen, they had food. They were not in no immediate danger, but for all intents and purposes, they were stranded. You don't jump into the lifeboat until there's no other recourse. You have to do that to survive. Because think about the cost if they had used those escape pods. The cost of putting one back up there. It basically would make the International Space Station useless because nobody would be able to stay there without having the escape pod. It's a safety measure. So that means if they would have used those, then it would have been a huge, massive, larger, much larger expense to get escape pods back up in there and reattached to the International Space Station so human life could exist inside of it. Now, my question is, if there's nobody in there to man the ship, what happens to the International Space Station if they had done that and there had been nobody there? What happens to the space station? I don't know, but something tells me that a human presence is necessary because I believe they have to keep that thing up at a certain orbit level, rotation around the Earth. I've heard that said before. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that is the case. So the people at CNN, you're morons. I ain't saying no more about it. I had a little segment I wanted to do on clinical depression, which is a personal struggle of mine, but I'm going to save it. This live stream's gone on long enough. It was not scheduled, but my next live stream I will be probably talking about clinical depression along with whatever else is happening at the time. So I appreciate you guys popping in real quick. Carl, get back to work. Tyler, do whatever you do. Dave and everybody else out there, y'all have a great day. Give me a thumbs up. Helps with algorithms. For those who's watching this on YouTube, sorry, I'm going to have to delete the first part of this because of the music that is in it. So that I do apologize ahead of time. But catch me here on Rumble daily and a couple times a week during the week on YouTube. Empty Pockets Podcast on Rumble. Give me a follow if you ain't already given me one. Jimmy Pockets on YouTube. Give me a subscription there if you plan on watching me on YouTube. Andy, you're cutting trees, huh? Oh, to prevent my homestead from burning down. Oh, yeah, so you're making what they call a fire line, a barrier, which is what should have been done in California that they chose not to do. What is it called? Forestry maintenance. That's another topic. It's good hearing from you, Andy. So anyways, I've promoted all my other things. Saturday night, free for all Saturdays. Killer Carl, 8 o'clock. Usually have yours truly and the gay producer from the John Fredericks show sometimes pops in. It just depends on what his social calendar's like. And 7 p.m. on Sunday nights, I simulcast on YouTube and on Rumble. So join me. I've got an individual from the Stop the Influx, the Haitian issue for right here in Springfield, Ohio, where I live. Don't know if it'll be this week, but within the next 2 weeks, I'll be having he'll be joining my live stream, and we'll talk about all things Haitians and where we're at and where we've come from and where we're at as far as right here in Springfield and how their money is drying up now. It's been noticeable here in town. So that'll be an interesting conversation. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, just keep checking in. I will announce it ahead of time. So keep checking back with my live streams. I'll announce it before the day we actually do it. And that way you'll know to tune in if that's what you're interested in. So guys, till next time, you've just heard the rest of the story. This is James. I'm out of here. Tyler, go fuck yourself.